Hi everyone, we are discussing today about vector addition and vector properties. See, first of all, vector addition by using graphical method. Suppose we want to add two given vectors. Suppose we want to add two given vectors A and B. That are the A, B, two vectors. Always vector should be indicated with some arrow mark on it. Okay. So now when you want to add, shift this B vector to one of the end of the A vector. So now I am shifting it. I am moving it. So it will be A vector and this is the B vector. This is the A vector. This is the A vector and this is the B vector. Now to add, we will get the resultant of the vector. When we add these two vectors, we will get the resultant. So this is the resultant vector A plus B vector. So when we adding two vectors, we will get the resultant of the vector, that is our vector A plus B. So how to get the resultant vector? Resultant vector means the addition of two vectors. Okay. So now how to get the resultant? Now take a vector for A, 2i plus 3j, 2i plus 3j. For B, 4i plus 3j, 4i plus 3j. As per my wish, I am taking 2i plus 3j, 4i plus 3j for A, B vectors. So now this is the A, 2i plus 3j, B, 4i plus 3j. I have to add that two vectors to get a resultant vector. So now see, A bar plus B bar is equals to R, or is nothing but A plus 2i plus 3j plus 4i plus 3j is equals to R here. So I component should be added. I component should be added. 6i plus j component should be added. 6j. 6i plus 6j is equals to resultant vector. Okay, this is the resultant vector. So I want magnitude of the vector. I want magnitude, value, physical quantity of the vector. When I want the magnitude of the vector, we have a formula for the magnitude of the vector. So I component square plus j component square. I component square, j component square. And here both are same. Okay. I component square, j component square. So for this, magnitude of R is equals to root over 36 plus 36. It can be root over 72. Root over 72. If you want to simplify, you may simplify. So 72 unit. Okay. So we don't have any units for this. So that's why resultant is nothing but some unit. Okay. This is the vector addition. Note this. And one important point at here. A, B are in the same direction. It is also going in this direction, it is also in the same direction, like this. So arrow marks in the same direction. So resultant of any two vectors should be opposite to that two vectors. Once again, resultant direction must be opposite of the two vectors. Why? Because the two vectors is in the same direction. Okay. This is a triangle. What is this? This is also called as triangle law. Okay, triangle law means, triangle law in vector addition means, when we adding any two vectors in the same direction, the resultant vector must be in the opposite direction. Resultant vector must be in the opposite direction. Okay, triangle law. When two vectors in the same direction in a triangle third side vector opposite to the remaining two vectors. So this is the triangle. Okay, we discussed vector addition and also triangle law of the vectors. Now this triangle law. And now laws of vector addition. Vector addition obeys commutative law. Vector addition obeys commutative law. Commutative law means P plus Q is equals to Q plus P. Okay, the sum of the vectors and reverse sum of the vectors must be same. Okay, P plus Q is equals to Q plus P. Okay, vector addition obeys commutative law, and commutative means P plus Q, Q plus P, like that. Okay, next, vector addition obeys associative law. Okay, vector addition obeys associative law. See, P plus Q plus R is equals to P plus Q plus R. Okay, in associative law, three vectors will become P plus Q plus R, P plus Q plus R. Okay, this is the associative law of vector addition. Vector addition obeys distributive law. Distributive law means multiplying with any scalar. Okay, see it here. K1 into P plus Q, two vectors. K1, K2, K3 are constant, some numbers. So K1 into P plus Q, K1P plus K2 Q. Multiplying with the scalar to any vector, its magnitude may be changes, but direction cannot be changed. Okay, now P vector into K1 plus K2 are two numbers. So two numbers, when we apply distributive law P K1 plus K2 P, like this. Okay, this is the distributive law application. This is associative law application. Commutative law application means in when we solving any numerical problems related to vector addition, some cases we have to use this commutative law, associative law and distributive law. A vector must be obeys these laws, otherwise it is not a vector. Okay, a vector must be obeys these laws. Vector addition of commutative law, associative law, distributive law. These all must be obeyed by the law of vector addition. Note this. Now polygon law of vector addition. Okay, polygon means if it have n side and number of sides, we can say it is a polygon. Okay, see here. Okay, for example, A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E, E to F. A particle travels from A to B, B to C, and finally reaches F in different vector forms. A B is one vector, B C is another, C D, D E, E F. These all are the vectors. Now addition, when we want vector addition means we have to add these all. Okay, vector means shortest path. Vector is the shortest path. So the resultant of this vector addition is nothing but this is. So this is the resultant of vector addition. Resultant of vector addition. Resultant vector addition must be opposite to the direction of remaining all vectors. Opposite to the direction of the remaining all some of the vectors. So here we can write vector addition A to B plus B to C, C to D, D to E, E to F. Okay, in this case total sum of all the vector is nothing but R, resultant vector, it is nothing but AF. So sum of these all the vectors must be equals to AF. Why? Because this is the shortest path after completion from A to F. So the A to F direction must be opposite to the remaining all sum of the vectors. In that case only the total vector must be 0. Otherwise it is not 0. When it is not 0, it is not satisfied. Why? Because these all are reaching at this point. Okay, this point and this point addition must be 0. Why? Because finally it reaching same point. Where it starts, it's at the same point. Okay, for example, if it starts from A, it finally comes to A after writing resultant. So note this. Okay, this is the vector addition. Now one example on polygon law of vector addition. Polygon law of vector addition. For example, it starts from A point to B and B to C, C to D, D to E, and finally reaches F. Okay, from A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E, and E to A, E to A. When it reaches finally from A to A, means the displacement is 0. Displacement is 0. When displacement is 0, vector addition must be 0. Vector addition must be 0. So AB plus BC plus CD plus DE DA is equal to 0. Okay, note this. Now statement of triangular. When three forces keep a particle in equilibrium. For example, we tie a rope in three direction. Okay, like this. We tie a rope with three ropes. Okay. In this case, force is applying in this direction, then in this direction, in this direction. These three cases we are applying in this direction. In these three directions, we are applying force to maintain the rock in equilibrium position or the particle in equilibrium position. In this case, we can get triangular statement. See here. For example, force acting in this direction. So draw a parallel line for this F1 force. Draw a parallel line. Okay, draw like this. Now draw a parallel line for F2. Draw a parallel line for F2 like this. Okay. Now this is the F1 force parallel direction. This is F2 force parallel direction. Right here, just me. F2. Okay, F2. F1 force, F2 force. Now F3 is downward direction. So draw a parallel line for F3. This is F3. Okay, F3 vector. So in these three cases, F3 is a downward direction, F1 is force in this direction, and F2 is upward direction. So already I said triangular in the beginning of the class. When there is a triangle, okay, with the three vectors, one vector is opposite to the remaining two vectors. One vector is opposite to remaining two vectors. Okay, one vector is opposite to remaining two vectors. So at here, directions in the same direction. This already we shifted that from this to this. I shifted. If it is in this direction, if it is in this direction, it is opposite to these two vectors. When I am writing in this direction, in the same direction, is the net force is 0. Net force is 0. Means I reversed that. When a vector is reversed, its symbol may be changes. For example, this is the triangle. A B two vectors I have. A, B two vectors. Okay. Third vector must be in the opposite direction. Opposite direction. If I change the direction like this, it is minus. It will be minus C. So sum of these A plus B minus C is equals to 0. Why? Where it starts, it ended the same position. Okay. In this case, A plus B minus C is equals to 0. Why? A plus B is equals to C. Okay. Understand? I hope you understand. If you not understand, once reverse the class, you may be understand. See, once again I am explaining this. Three vectors that are nothing but forces. Three forces making a particle in equilibrium. In that case, equilibrium means total force is 0. Why? Because equilibrium is rest means force acting on the body is 0. That force acting on the body is 0. So to get a statement for that, I draw a parallel lines for each and every force. I got three vectors in a triangle form. In that force will be 0 means sum of the force should be 0. Here F1, F2 forces sum must be magnitude wise equals to F3, magnitude wise equals to F3 and with opposite sign. That's why I get that force as a 0. This is the example. Understand? So for finding conclusion at here, giving a some name at here P Q R. For triangular statement from this ratios of all the forces and related sides is same. So at here F1 force is there na. F1 is nothing but PQ. F2 is nothing but QR. F2 is nothing but QR. And F3 is nothing but PR. So these all ratios are same. Okay. In this case, triangular of all net forces should be 0 at here. The ratio must be same. Okay. This is our statement of triangular. Note this.